Welcome back to this playthrough for Fallout New Vegas. And I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and recruit yet another companion. So before I did that, I was going to try to dismiss Veronica, but she had something to say. So let me go ahead and talk to her real quick.
Listen, I want to thank you for helping me out. I'm sorry that things didn't go like I'd hoped, but at least I got the chance to try. At least I know for sure that there was nothing I could do. Thank you for giving me that chance.
You're welcome. We have to leave now.
Why does everyone always say that? Okay, then I guess I'll be back at the 188. Maybe digging in some dirt for scrap metal or something.
Good thing I don't have a whole ton of that for you. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to recruit Raul. And let's see here. So just run up to Black Mountain and then get out of the freaking radiation if I can. What's that red? Holy crap. I was not expecting this. I wonder if Raul's still in that shed at this point. Okay. Don't need to see you to shoot you. Behind me. Oh, you're by yourself now, okay. Just wanted to disintegrate one more person, that's all. Is that asking too much? Radiated on top of everything? That's right, I gave him some of my rat away. That was not smart. Hey, Neil. What the heck, dude?
There's nothing here for you, human. Though it is always good to see you.
Yeah, I definitely need to recruit Raul and get out of here so I don't have to come back to this stupid place.
Oh, it's you. You need something repaired or something? Anything's better than staying here. Let's go.
Yeah, I completely agree. Let's get out of here. Well, that was a rude surprise. Alright, Raul, let's talk.
What can I do for you, boss? Sure, boss. What do you want to know? You forget about me already, boss? You sure you didn't take a blow to the head or something? My name is Raul Alfonso Tejada.
Well, I mean, actually, I have taken several blows to the head since I last saw you, but that's beside the point.
Probably because it used to be Miguel's. I'm an open book, boss. Granted, the book's in Spanish and some of the pages have fallen out, but I'm an open book. I'm not much use besides being a portable encyclopedia, really. I guess you could use me as a pack Brahmin, but my knees aren't so good anymore. That's nice of you to say, boss. But I'm an old man. Not much use to anybody anymore. Time was. I was a pretty good shot with a pistol. I guess I'm still half decent. These old bones aren't much use in hand-to-hand fighting, though. I can also do maintenance work on your stuff. I don't have the supplies for a real repair job, but I can keep your gear working longer. Yeah, maybe you can introduce them to me, if we find them, because I've never met one. I'm an open... Old enough to know better, boss. Old enough to know better. I'm an open... You never heard of Petro Chico? Un amigo de Poseidon Energy? Of course not. They were an oil company in Mexico back before the war. I'm an open... Well, boss, when a giant, insane super mutant asks you to stay put, you do what you're told. Well, maybe you don't. But I'm just a broke-down old man. It's stupid, boss. I used to listen to the radio broadcast, just to pass the time. Well, one day the signal stopped, so I figured I'd try to find a transmitter. I'm a pretty good repairman. Or I was before my eyes started to go. Anyway, I found Black Mountain and offered my services. But Tabitha decided I was useful enough to keep around. Permanently. I'm an open... Anything to hold your attention, boss. Questions, boss? You mean you don't know everything there is to know already? Just how old do you think I am, boss? Because I can pretty much guarantee I'm older than that. Let me tell you a story from before the Great War. Everybody knew Robert House. He was a genius, a superstar. Founded Robco at 22. Dated Hollywood starlets, the works. They say he saved Las Vegas. I was in Mexico City when the bombs dropped. Even from there, we could see House's defensive rockets shooting down the incoming missiles. Everybody assumed he died in the war. Maybe he did. But his robots are still out there roaming the waste. And now, a Mr. House rules New Vegas. Maybe not. Maybe the new guy is just a clever raider chief with knowledge of history. Maybe he just left instructions for his robots to carry out in his name. Or maybe Robert House uploaded his brain pattern into a computer and rules to this day a godless, soulless machine god. Maybe the whole thing's a crazy coincidence. Who knows? I remember there were some weird stories about him, especially near the end. There was a tell-all in El Periódico de las Aburridas by a starlet House dated. She said they never, don't make me spell it out, boss. Anyway, she said all he wanted to do was scan her brain and make her dress up in different outfits. It was quite the scandal, at least in the Latin American tabloid journalism market. You're a veritable geyser of curiosity, boss. Benny, huh? Sorry, boss. Doesn't ring a bell. Then again, my brain isn't as sharp as it used to be. You're a veritable... They're all right, I suppose. Had a bit of tough going there at the beginning. You know their first town was nearly wiped out by raiders. Anyway, they got their good points and their bad. Just like a lot of the old governments from before the war. You're a... I don't really have a problem with it. People around here tend to see them as invading marauders planning to burn and pillage the countryside. But I've been to Arizona, boss. Before the Legion, it was a nasty place. So thick with raiders you couldn't trade with a town 2 miles up the road. Caesar's laws aren't nice, and their actions aren't always pretty. But then neither am I. But you keep me around. You're a veritable... It's big, it's bright, and it's one of the biggest cities still left from before the war. Well, mostly anyway. Used to be just a curiosity. The buildings were pre-war. But it's just as full of raiders and barbarian tribes as any place else. Then Mr. House took over. Got the power turned back on. And got the tribes reformed into something civilized. And now they run his casinos for him.
All right.
Sure, boss.
All right, so apparently his companion quest is an unmarked one. Just so happens with me setting up shop here in Novak that... No, not this one. This house. There's someone to talk to for him.
Hey, well, what's new? Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my keister and counting cracks in the ceiling. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing some good. Look out for yourself.
What can I do for you, boss? Sure, boss. What do you want to know?
Well, how am I supposed to trigger this?
Anything to hold your attention, boss. I expect to be awed by your dizzying mercantile sense, boss. Sure, boss.
Let me see how I get this thing triggered. This again.
What can I do for you, boss? Sure, boss. What do you want to know? Old enough to know. I'm an open book. I was born just outside Mexico City. My family had a little ranch there. I'm an open book, boss. I'm not much use besides being a portable encyclopedia.
Maybe this one?
I don't have the supplies for a real repair job, but I can do some routine maintenance to keep your gear working longer. It won't exactly get better, but it'll get worse slower. I'm not much use. I sort of figured you had your own reasons for keeping me around, boss. Time was, I was a pretty good shot with a pistol. I guess I'm still half decent. These old bones aren't much use in hand-to-hand fighting, though. I can also do maintenance work on your stuff. I don't have the supplies for a real repair job, but I can keep your gear working longer.
The older people one.
Yeah, maybe you can introduce them to me, if we find them, because I've never met one. Anything you say, boss.
Huh.
Hey, boss. Can I ask you something?
Oh, okay. There you go.
What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy? I mean, guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old and slow or too injured. Yeah, I suppose you could still teach. Take a less active role in the world. That's not so bad. Would it surprise you to know that I used to be a gunslinging adventurer? I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench. And I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me in line. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick. Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually, my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off. About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelt the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through a window. But everyone else, my parents, my grandmother, my 2 brothers, and 2 of my sisters, all died. Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men who attacked our home, but I was always a good shot. The ones who came after us, I killed. The rest, I left be. I had to take care of Rafaela, not throw my life away on revenge.
My character's concerned.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that for all my skills with a pistol, I couldn't help them. Anyway, that was weighing on my mind. Thanks for letting me get it out in the open, boss.
Let's see here. Anything else to say?
What can I do for you, boss? That's what I love about you, boss. Your firm belief that one day you'll actually remember things people tell you. What do you want to hear about? Anything you say, boss.
Okay, so I guess if you go near one of the 3 people that he talks about, he'll open up a conversation. Okay. So let me see here. Going to Camp McCarran won't do us any good. Camp Forlorn Hope is where the other old guy is. That's way over there. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and save my game for starters. Weapon? Does have a weapon. Let me get some armor for him if he can wear it. Alright, well, cover up most of his ugly. Not that it was entirely my intention, but it helps. Alright. And the reason why we're going to Camp Forlorn Hope is because the guy we need to speak there is Sterling, and he's no longer at Camp McCarran. Yeah, I guess we could warp over to the wind farm.
Guess my eyes weren't better too. been doing this longer than you, pal.
There we go.
Wow, I'm actually still alive. Who would have guessed? Yeah. Time for more fighting. I know.
Alright, now that that's taken care of.
Get dead. I'm actually still alive. Who would have guessed?
Bloody cazadors. So northeast. Alright. So another damage thing I can do is use unique weapons, and this machine is definitely a unique weapon.
Get him, boss. I mean, if that fits with your schedule.
Are you mocking me?
Really leadership, boss.
Because I would have killed him had you not gunned him down before then. Let's just go over this hill. Or we go around it, maybe. Oh, actually, I think they're on top of the hill. Alright, fair enough. And this? Oh yeah, can. Sweet. Oh. Yeah, maybe I could have gone around the mountain. That's okay. As long as I get here, right?
Hello. Stay out of trouble. We have enough problems here as it is.
Stop whining. You got first recon here with you now. Speaking of first recon.
Yeesh. These soldiers look how I feel, boss.
If you're heading out, be careful. There's been lots of Legion raiding parties around lately.
I would be a little worried about old Raul if I ran across one of those guys. That's interesting.
Hello. Sorry, I can't talk right now.
Sterling, where are you?
Sounds like we're running prim now. I'd still rather take my leave at the strip.
It's awesome.
I hear we got reinforced by the troops that were in Boulder City. It's good to have some extra support around here.
What if I was misled? That's the jail. They wouldn't be in there. What if they just haven't made it down here yet?
We got company, boss.
Who are you shooting at? Oh. Low flies? That's what you got me all riled up for? Hmm.
Evening.
Evening, where's first recon? Well, wonder if they're out actually doing recon. That would, you know, suit their name. I think. Beds in here too. Well, let me see if I'm just missing something. Because it's quite possible I am. Okay, yep, they are here supposedly in the command center, which is behind me. Okay. So I somehow missed it. Oh yeah, I Didn't even go over here. Of course I didn't.
You came through for us. I have to admit, I wasn't sure you'd make it. Means a lot, letting my team get payback. Here, we all pitched in some caps for you. Even Sterling, and he's famous for his tight wallet. Carry on.
I forgot you owed me money.
Took some skills to bring down that fiend. You done good.
Just shot him a lot.
Used to be a ranger. One of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays. Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either. Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me. So they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. I guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple of rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said. Always a pleasure. Keep yourself safe.
Thanks for the money, too.
Got a second to talk, boss?
Oh, why so close?
Meeting Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing? You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown. After the fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick riders. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs. I don't think it was as hard hit as DC or Bakersfield, but it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you. You're a poet of understatement, boss. But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know, and wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed, for the first time since the bombs had fallen. It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there, until Rafaela. She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at our camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl. Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I let my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever. I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually, I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I'd lived by and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Petro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss.
Alright. So there's only one more leg to his quest, but unfortunately, to get that leg for his quest, I gotta go through the bombs there near Nellis Air Force Base. Ooh, actually, now that I think about it, let me check something real quick. Alright, never mind. I was thinking, hey, maybe there's a snow globe here, but now that I think about it, why would there be a snow globe here? There's no touristy anything to be located here, so never mind that. There's Nellis. Alright, let me go ahead and save again. Alright, so how many do I have? Not enough. I mean, got enough, but not enough for what I would really want. There's two things I could do here moving forward. I could try to work my way over to the Brotherhood of Steel safe house. You know what? I think that's... Oh, look, Eddie's back. Well, what the heck with it? Let's go get Eddie. I was doing all these side quests, just waiting for him to get back here, so let's do that. Oh, now I need some sleep. Okay, that's fine. We'll work on that here soon. You know, I'm going to leave you here because there's another person I can replace you with. I know. As long as you're here, when I get back, I'll come for you. You're my favorite robot, I promise. Oh, look at him. Looks all nice. Alright, so there you go. That quest is completed. Eddie, my love. So, that poor dead courier is still sitting there. Alright, so yeah, I'll probably play with my inventory a little bit, and then we'll warp back over to Vegas, and we'll try to hit the Brotherhood safe house, and then from there, I'm going to try to work my way over to Nellis Air Force Base. Probably without Raul. I'll have to leave him waiting for me, because I don't want him to get blowed up when I'm trying to dodge all the missiles. But for now, I'll go ahead and say thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care.